CIA is the agency operating outside of the United States. It's one of the agencies that operating directly under the U.S. president authority. CIA doesn't work for the American citizen. They work for the president.
Last month, Venezuela had the biggest blackout because there were cyber hack. China and Russia has mortgaged Venezuela. The resource, gold, coltan, oil reserves.
You have North Korea, you have Cuba, Venezuela. All those countries are enemies of the United States. They just want to destroy the United States. That's their main goal. Welcome back to Uncovering the Truth with Victor Elbeze, South Florida, Miami private investigator with Universal Investigation. So today, what we're going to talk about it, Abel. There is a lot of stuff to talk about.
I mean, I have to tap into your mind. You've been traveling around the world and you are in tune with what's going on. My main thing right now to start digging into your mind is the CIA implications in Venezuela.
Ah, interesting, yeah.
Okay. I want to pick your brains as far as, does the CIA has the right as an institution to go into any country and infiltrate with the authorization of the U.S. president?
Okay, so the CIA have the right to protect the United States, to protect American citizens. So intelligence services have been created after World War I, World War II, to protect American citizens and other countries as well, because CIA is the agency operating outside of the United States for the U.S. So this is more like what they do. It's more or less trying to avoid and make sure that the country will be safe. Okay, gathering information, gathering information for the safety of the U.S. citizen. Okay, and it's a big operation. It's a big budget. It costs a lot of money to run a service like that. Okay, and then we have the FBI who's doing investigation inside the country. Okay, and a lot of time they're working together as well. So CIA is not only a unique agency. There is other country, they do the same thing.
Okay. So there are a couple of agencies that they handle intelligence for the benefit of their citizens. And
yes, absolutely.
Okay. Is there any international regulation or body that authorize an intelligence department from a country to go to another country?
Okay. Yes, and everything is going through embassy. Okay, the embassy it's a U.S. territory inside a foreign country. Okay, so CIA mostly operating from the embassy. So, for example, in your case, you're talking about Venezuela. It's a little more complex because I believe there is no more U.S. embassy in Venezuela.
Correct.
For some time. Yes. Okay, so they're operating under different kind of cover. Okay, most of the time it's undercover. Nobody knows they are FBI agent. It's a big structure, and then obviously you go to Europe, you go to any country, or do you have a U.S. embassy? The U.S. embassy it's a nest of spy. Okay, so that's how it works.
Okay,
all right. And they have a lot of support from different organizations. It's an enterprise. It's
an enterprise.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so it's handled as an enterprise, not as an international.
Yes.
Okay. Do you think, my next question is, do you think this is just happening right now, or do you think they have already been working for years as an infiltration operation in Venezuela?
Oh, they've been working for years. They have different projects all over the world. Okay. You got to understand, you have North Korea, you have Cuba, you have Venezuela, all those countries are enemies of United States. They just want to destroy United States. That's their main goal. Okay, China, it's more like a competition, economically competition. So they try to get information from the U.S., try to compete on many kind of economy strategy. Okay,
Right.
so it's very interesting. I mean, I'm glad we have the CIA. I'm glad that this organization is operating on behalf of the U.S. And by the way, this is one of the it's one of the agencies that are operating directly under the U.S. president authority.
Okay, so
Okay.
the president has
You
full
gotta
authority
understand,
of them.
the CIA work for the president of United States.
How about the FBI?
The CIA doesn't work for the American citizen. They work for the president of United States.
Oh, wow.
It's a big
Okay.
difference.
Yes, it
It's a
is.
big difference. The FBI work for the citizen of America. They don't work for the president. This is an outside agency that doesn't take any politics part. I mean, that's the way it should be. It's not always the case, but you're not supposed to do like you're an FBI agent. You're not supposed to do any get involved in politics. Actually, when you are in the FBI offices, you cannot have it's not appropriate to represent like your politics opinion should stay to you, not go over your work. Okay. So to understand how the CIA works, president gives direct order, they reply, they have to respond to the president, and etc. Okay?
Yeah, that was my next question. I mean, this is a lot of, we can peel this onion in different ways. We have talked last episode, as a matter of fact. We said in this episode, in this podcast, that there is a digital Cold War happening in Venezuela as a middle point. Okay. The group was Stun. Stun is an Iranian group of cyber hackers who basically are in the business of hacking the infrastructure of the United States of America, the actual infrastructures of the United States of America. Last month, Venezuela had the biggest blackout because there were cyber hack on the actual grid, electrical grid. Okay? And a lot of people are saying this is not a coincidence. This is part of the agenda of the CIA and the United States hacking the infrastructure of the US.
We don't know that.
Correct. It's a theory.
Yeah.
But a lot of people said that because there is groups that they have already proved that it's possible, there is a lot of potential that the United States is behind that. What do you think about that?
Probably, maybe. We're not sure. We can't say it's the U.S. I mean, it can be any other country in the world who has direct interest to do that. Okay. Right now, the tension between U.S. and Venezuela is very high. Okay, and the main reason is because the Venezuela became one of the largest country of producing drug. Okay, and they are. Of course, everything they do, they work with the Mexican cartel. Okay, right now it's very difficult for Venezuela to move merchandise.
Right.
Okay, because the U.S. military is right there in the coast, in the ocean there. That's obviously they cannot move any shipment, practically any shipment. Okay, so that's a problem for Venezuela. I mean, it's a problem for the president,
Yes.
Maduro,
Yes.
Venezuela, because he's a president narco. That's how that's how people talk about him. So he's very involved with the narco from Colombia and Mexico. Okay, the cartel. And as you know, those organizations have been declared as a terrorist organization. So we can use force of military force, which they are doing it now. Okay.
Yeah, I said in a previous episode talking to you about what my opinion was regarding the axle of evil that is building in Venezuela. When you walk in the streets of Venezuela, you just don't find Venezuelans only. You find a majority of Iranians and people who are coming from axis of evils of all the places, housing and waiting to enter the United States. Okay, this has nothing to do with the Venezuelan people, and perhaps Venezuelans, they need to understand that what is happening is on their benefit, because there is a lot of stuff that is being grooming badly, okay, in Venezuela to attack different countries.
Of course.
China, we talked about this in the last episode. China and Russia has mortgaged Venezuela. The resource, gold, coltan, oil reserves belong to the Chinese corporations and Chinese state and the Russians. Okay, there is a lot of investment in people involved from Iran in Venezuela. So there is something really, really
And
bad
Russia.
in
Don't
Russia,
forget Russia.
cooking in the streets of
Because
Caracas.
Russia, it's very close to Maduro. Okay, you gotta understand. We are the communism is the U.S. enemy. Okay, when you look at the communists, you have Russian. Okay, you have Chinese, North Korean. North Korean is also involved with Venezuela. I guarantee that. Okay,
Of sure.
everything that all those countries that are fighting against US and communism, it's not the ideology of US. We don't want communists. Never works, will never work. Okay, Marxist and the new communist is socialist. To me, socialist and communist is the same thing. It's just they change the
term,
appellation.
The term,
Yeah,
yes.
the term. But the socialist became the new communist. The new communist, it's also Marxist, far left, and nothing good came out of those system. Okay, you can see Russia, USSR collapse. Look what's happening in Cuba. The Cuban people are dying. They don't have food. They don't do well. I mean,
It's a
everybody's
destruction.
running away. Look, North Korea. North Korea is crazy.
Do you know that 80%, and this is alarming, 80% of the young people in North Korea are labor slave
Of course.
of centers to hack elder people in America. I want you to see that they don't have a choice.
They don't have a choice.
If they don't accept what the leaders of North Korea put them to do, to harm the United States of America and the citizens of the United States of America, they will go after their family.
Their family and them, they're going to exterminate it. It is crazy. I mean, this North Korean president is crazy. He's a sick guy. And unfortunately, he has the support of Russia, okay, support of China. And it's dangerous person, it's a dangerous country. And he's developing nuclear weapon, which I think we should stop this guy as soon as possible, like we did in Iran. We bombed all the nuclear facility on the ground not too long ago. It was fantastic. It's amazing. Those people cannot have the nuclear weapon because they're going to use it. They're going to use it against Israel. They're going to use it against US. They're going to use it against anybody who not okay with them. Their ideology. I mean, that's what's going on right now. So we have to be very careful with nuclear force, nuclear weapons in general. Okay, a lot of North Korean want to live, but they can't. It's a prison inside your country. You know, they cannot even approach anything by sea, by mountain, by land. Everything is sealed. I think the border between South Korea and North Korea is still like it's unbelievable. No, it's very difficult. It's challenging to get out. Okay, that's why they don't get out. They don't have internet. They don't see what we see. And you go to Cuba. People don't eat meat over there. I spoke with Cuban refugees. They came to the U.S. long time ago. Huh? It's not from now. It's been for a long time. They didn't know what beef was. They eat pork and chicken when they find it, because this is not something they eat every day. Okay,
Right.
the government owns 50% of your asset.
That's crazy.
So you buy a house, 50% is owned by the government,
That's
and
crazy.
the other 50 is owned by you. So this is Cuba. Now Venezuela. I don't know very well how Venezuela work. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more. But what I know in Venezuela, I know a lot of Venezuelan family. They tell me they don't find the basic supplies, toilet paper, toothbrush, toothpaste, shampoo, soap. They don't find it. It's very expensive. There is a black market for that. This is insane. Clothes, shoes, food as well, you know. So when the country arrive at that level, you know, a country is here to serve their citizen. It's not the opposite. Okay?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Since you originally, your family is
Yes.
from Venezuela.
And they are hard.
So
Yeah.
what do you hear from there? Like,
They are. My family in particular, they are hardworking. It's a hardworking family who has been fighting to be an example of what it means to maintain
okay, so
a name in a company, and
they have money. They have.
No,
they
they are
can
strong.
survive. They can buy food. Talk to me about the supermarket, the grocery store.
It's
How they looks like.
it's a struggle. I mean, there is a parallel market, right? And obviously, if you have dollars, people say that it's not dollarized. Yes, it's dollarized. It's parallel. So if you have dollars, you can buy the goods that you need, because everything is charged in dollars, not in the currency that they normally have, which is called the bolivar, right? And
So the Bolivar has no value, particularly.
it has a value, but it's not practically it's invaluable at this point.
So
It's
people
all-
pay in dollars. over
yes, everything is dollarized. Even if they say that it's not, everything is dollarized, and and it has a parallel market, right? And so the people who are able to have a decent, I'm saying decent type of life, because obviously that comes with a lot of background there. Meaning that you have to
be close to the government. No?
yes, you have to be close to the government. You have to be connected. You have to be part of what is going on in order for you to survive, right? So you have to, even if you do it legally and you work hard, you have to go along with what the opportunities are. And the opportunities are hijacked. The opportunities are hijacked by a group of people, right, in Venezuela. So what Venezuelans need to understand is that what is about to happen is on the benefit of making this incredible country, which great people, hardworking people, that they can have an opportunity to rebuild this country once again. Because it's not fair that only one group of people are just the ones who are basically benefiting, and the rest are just basically doomed to failure. Right? Now,
It's about who you know.
it's absolutely
It's about
right.
who you know to survive.
Absolutely.
To get food.
Yes.
To get the
It's
the
all
basic
about-
supplies
Yes.
and work.
Yes.
To do business. To how do people do business over there?
It's basically all through contracts which they have to be surveillance, because those contracts are obviously inflated in many ways, right? I mean, what I mean by that is like if something has a price, that's not the real price of what it is. Here in the United States of America, you make a deal and you make a deal with 25% with margins, right? You got a margin, 10, 20, 15%. In Venezuela, you are having margins of 300%. And there are 10 people in the middle as a middleman.
Yeah, but here too.
Yes, correct. But
You know, it's a free country. In US, there is no control of the price market like in certain brands in Europe. They do. You can buy anything. I can buy something $10 and sell it for $5. Nobody's going to tell me.
But the pressure, yes, but the market pressure will dictate a number. There are regulations that they will dictate a price point that you cannot go over because you're going to screw the market. That doesn't happen over there. I mean, it's about the deal in the table at the
What
moment.
about the police in Venezuela?
That's a top subject, very top subject. I
What
mean,
about the police? I mean,
they
are like it's corrupt. Very corrupt.
It's a politicized police. It's like a politicized police is a police that works for the government, not for the citizen. A police that works, that doesn't follow statutes. A police that basically...
Yeah, here we have a constitution, the U.S. Constitution.
Correct.
The police has to respect the U.S. Constitution. We, as a U.S. citizen,
Correct.
We the people, we have right, constitutional right.
Correct.
In Venezuela, they don't work like that. They have.
There is a constitution.
There is a
yes,
constitution.
there is a constitution.
Okay.
But that constitution means nothing.
Nothing.
At the moment, and it has been for many years like that. It's manipulated by basically very sad people who don't understand the damage. I mean, Venezuela is an incredible country, the potential, human potential, and the resource
and the
potential.
Natural resources.
And the natural resource.
It's unbelievable. Actually, is one of the largest resources in oil. Okay.
Yeah.
Worth more than the Middle East and the Emirates. Okay.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And what they do with that? Nothing. I mean,
you don't have a
what they do for their citizen? Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. If you are not part or agree to the cronies, or what you call the narco groups.
The narco, because
if
Venezuela now today, it's like it's the second largest narco country in the world, with unfortunately Mexico. Hopefully that is going to stop because it's going out of control. Hopefully they're going to straighten that situation with Mexico, but it has to go somewhere. Look, he used to be in Colombia. From Colombia, with Escobar, he went back. He went to Mexico. From Mexico, he was going to go to Venezuela. He was in the process. Venezuela was getting very, very strong in narco because obviously the narco from Mexico feel the pressure that the U.S. are going to hit them hard very soon. It's going to happen. So they are trying to move their operation to Venezuela, okay, and even a little bit back to Colombia. We hear what's going on in Colombia too with the Colombian president, and it's on the edge of turning back to what it used to be in Colombia.